Let's have some fun. Hopefully, you guys like the hat. The Beast from Sandlot. When's the last time you guys went into a casino? I don't know whether you're at a card show and you hit a casino, just casino. Nowadays people have casinos on their phones, right? You just, slot machine, you name it, blackjack, dealer deals, and they get a 21 and take your money. Do you get mad at them? I guess some people do. Here's the fun part. That's a story that a lot of you are probably familiar with. You've done it. You've gambled. You've gone to whether it's a slot machine or a blackjack table or whatever it is. You put your money down. You walk away with no more money left. It's just part of the gamble, part of the experience. But you know what you didn't do? You didn't know the dealer ahead of time. You probably, you might be in a loyalty program or something, but you probably didn't follow Caesars on Instagram. You didn't listen to a podcast about how that casino was made and what it was doing before, and that it previously was a teacher before creating a casino and dealing blackjack. Or you haven't followed along with their last couple of traveling blackjack shows and what kind of deals they're doing on the side, and the construction of their casino and what goes into it. You probably aren't on the gram watching advertisements of that blackjack dealer showing you all the great hands of blackjack that they dealt to somebody else magically, and all those hands that they're showing, they busted and the table all had blackjacks, 21s. They're all doubling down. They're all winning. They're all laughing. They're having a good time. You don't know that blackjack dealer. And it's an important thing that I've been thinking about, right? Because, man, with the breaking, which hopefully you got my comparison already, the hobby is really, really an interesting place. And the card manufacturers, fanatics, let's call them that, they're in a weird spot because their breakers are also the personalities. They're also the people they're pushing, the people they want you to trust, the people they want to build communities with, the people who have podcasts, the people who you've seen as guests on podcasts. And I guess they're banking on the fact that you know them, maybe you trust them. So you hand your money over. But the interesting part, man, is my DMs are hilarious. People send me videos of people all the time. People who, I'll say, the hobby has changed them. They're leaning fully into their persona of my job is to break. My job is to get product and sell product. Just like a blackjack dealer is paid to simply sit there and deal the cards that are in the deck, the breaker is just going to deal the cards that were in the box, come what may. Maybe there's a little showmanship, maybe there's not. It's an interesting thing to think about, right? Because you go to a casino, it's a nameless, faceless person. Here, not so much. Just something I was thinking about, because the messages I get are so funny. People who were, thought of as squeaky clean hobby folks, and they probably still are now vilified by people sending me messages. Look at this, they're pumping this crap. Or, you almost can't win. I almost feel for the breakers sometimes, because this is the business they've chosen, right? It's like Hyman Roth. It's, this is the business we've chosen. I never asked about Mo Green. I never asked. People, man, they don't like when they're the people they liked in the hobby. They don't like when they tell the truth. That's why I say you're in a tough spot, right? Because if you pump up a product and then it's crap, you're a pumper. If you're honest about a product, but you still sell it, then are you disingenuous? Do you say the product is not as great as you thought it was, but you're still rolling it out there? I guess you almost can't win. It's something I've been thinking about, and it's going to be fun to watch. I don't break. And if I did break, higher end stuff, man, the CT scanning stuff, which by the way is not new. Let me just take a second. If your goal is to reinvent yourself as a newsbreaker who is the person who's breaking CT scanning, man, you haven't been in this hobby for a long time. This hobby is full of crooks, man. It just is. Some of the most shady dealers in the world, they operate in this space. You got to be careful here. And it's not that it's something new. The crypto space is full of hackers and people stealing your money. The NFT space was the same. And, this space here, it's unregulated, which draws a certain type of person to it. And money is involved. And in some instances, big money. And I will tell you guys, I remember being a kid and when die cuts came out, cards came out that you could tell were in a pack. You didn't have to have a CT scanner. You could just pinch the top corner of the pack and you would see full-grown adults at Dwayne Reed, at the drugstore. There's a box of cards and they're pinching the corners up. Here's the one that has the die cut. Metal 95, I think, had this die cut card. It's sort of like what Topps has now. It's a to the moon insert. It's sort of like a semicircle. You could pinch it and knew where it was. 93, 94 Upper Deck had this really awesome and expensive die cut set, the SE die cuts. No Jordan in it because he was out, but it had a Shaq and it had Alonzo Mourning. It had Weber and Penny rookies, and it was a really cool set. It had I think it was 15 cards from the Eastern Conference, and 15 cards from the Western Conference, and they were die cut. You could see they're shaped like a key. Right, so it's a square on the bottom, but a basketball shape basically on top. The key, rounded, so you could pinch the packs and which pack had it. This is it's been going on forever. Weighing packs, tech has gotten better, and obviously, you can see it in the videos, whether it's Flawless or Pokemon, or now you see it in F1. It is an interesting thing, and I'm curious. We'll never know, but it's not new. I guarantee breakers have been using this. I guarantee people have been using this. The one video that was made is not the first time it was ever thought of. Oh, let me use a CT scan. And by the way, make a video and publish it. No, if it's a video, it's being done. People are doing this. And, look, that F1 one was a great example. If you haven't seen it yet, take a look. You could see who the driver was and what the number on the card was. So, if you bought a case of those, you could scan each box, know which one has the good card, especially these are like one card boxes. That's it. It's $1,000, $1,200, $1,400, whatever it is. You take that one and you can resell the rest to unsuspecting people on eBay, or if you're a distributor or whatever it is, or if you're a breaker, you can break the case, but which box has that one in it. You can control who gets it. It could be one of your better customers who's getting it, who now has more money to put back into other breaks. It could be one of your friends. Who the hell knows? But it's interesting because in a regulated industry, you can't bring those X-ray glasses into the casino and see what card is next, like in Austin Powers or James Bond or some science fiction movie. They put on those like X-ray goggles. Oh, I'm gonna hit. Really, you're gonna hit on 18? I like to live dangerously. No, but here you can. What law is being broken, and how would anyone know? So in the last year and a half, you've got people scanning boxes. You've got people putting, lotion and polish and dipping cards, and it's all because the money's here and there's money to be made by doing these unscrupulous things. And yet, man, there is no sign of it slowing down. I was thinking to myself last week when I was calling the Topps Chrome basketball trash, what is it that they're going to do to make it sell? Because it was $270 a box, and then on eBay it's like high threes, 400, like secondary sales, 400. Let's call it $400 a box. How can they justify that? The cards are irrelevant. I'll say it again: the cards are irrelevant. When Topps Chrome basketball comes out, it will sell like hotcakes. The breakers will break it. People will open it because they're not chasing the cards. No one is chasing any of the old basketball cards or the teamless cards. No one wants a LaMelo Ball without the Hornets on it, or an old Carmelo Anthony without the Denver name on it. It's pointless. But you know what they're doing? They're not buying into these breaks or buying boxes to get the cards. No one's buying these to collect these. But I saw today that the backer from Blez, huge breaker, and I'm sure they won't be the only one, they put out a bounty, not the paper towel, nope, a jackpot, which I've been talking about for years. They put out a jackpot for the Wemby Superfractor Auto, which clearly is the chase of the product. There are LeBron autos in it as well. But I'm sure they'll be few and far between. Try opening a box of Space Jam and finding a LeBron auto. They're there. But that Wemby is the chase. It's going to be his one-of-one Topps Chrome Superfractor auto. But they put a $1 million bounty on it. The hobby is full of people who like risk, who like gambling. This is just the space. It's what draws people to it, myself included. I've talked about the gambling aspect of it as I open cards with my son every Friday. I'll get back to that in a second. But the interesting part is people are going to open these boxes. $400, it's a lottery ticket. It's like buying a Super Bowl box pool or expensive scratch offs or putting money in a slot machine or whatever you want to compare it to. You got a chance at $1 million. And they're not going to be the only ones giving out that kind of bounty. That's going to draw people in to open this product. And that's all Fanatics wants. That's all they need. They need demand for the product. They need it to sell through. They need people to rip it. And if you combine the two, maybe you could use a CT scanner to make sure that Wemby 1-of-1 doesn't come out that soon. This way people keep ripping and ripping and ripping to try to get it. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm not saying it's not. So 2 little fun more topics just to throw out there. It's a Monday brain dump. I used to do these with Andrew all the time. Just, what are you feeling? Oh, let me tell you what I'm feeling. I'm feeling beat down. I bought 14 cards this weekend. 14 cards this weekend for a set that I'm building. Between $50 and $100 a card. It's a 192 card set. It's going to be fun to build it. I want to move up the ranks of the PSA set registry. I'm number 5 right now. A couple more cards, I think I might get to 4. But someone in 6th is also building. They're trying to catch me. So anyway, I'm still buying stuff that obviously makes me smile. Might not make anyone else smile, but it makes me smile. As far as the gambling aspect of it, you guys, I think I'll do a whole episode on this, maybe talk to Ian about it. But this past Saturday, we had friends over, a guy, who I used to collect UFC cards with. The guy actually got me into UFC card collecting in 2009. And we went to the store and we bought some cards and, overpriced, and we bought some boxes. And, my son likes guaranteed autos, which is kind of stupid, but he bought a box of Donruss and I bought a Crown box for him, hoping we can pull a kaboom. It's very hit or miss, right? $600 and something for those 2 boxes, and we got garbage. No kaboom. The one Crown, there's an RPA in it, like a silhouette. It was a Portland Trailblazer rookie, and I thought for a second we could get Scoot, like that could be cool, but it wasn't. It was some other guy who I might even be out of the NBA already. I never even heard of him. My son could see I was a little frustrated by it, but he gets frustrated then. And what's the point? You want to spend $600, $650 and open some boxes. It's supposed to be fun, enjoy yourself. It turns into a gamble. So we talked afterwards, and I decided what I told him is, we spend on average $200 to $300 per week opening something. I said I'm going to give him a choice every week. He has, let's call it $200. He can put it all in a stock market and buy stock that week, or he can buy cards, or he can split 100 in the market, 100 cards, whatever he wants. I opened an account, already funded the first couple of weeks. It's already in there. We'll see what he wants to do. I'll keep you posted on that. Because it's an interesting thing, right? I guess if you're going to gamble, you might as well gamble on Tesla stock or something that might pay you a dividend or who name it. Because the box opening, the return is just garbage. So anyway, this 16 minutes, I'm not going to leave you on that. I'm going to leave you on a story that I heard from the National. And it's something that I like, because this is the opposite side of the hobby. It's something that, I could talk about CT scanning. I could talk about breaking, talk about, your hobby personalities who are, Hulk Hogan becomes Hollywood Hogan and he's in the NWO now. It's entertaining. But that's the timeline, the arc of your favorite hobby people, because that's where the money is right now. It just is repacks and breaking. But I got somebody who sent me a whole bunch of voice memos about something that happened with them in the National. They sent me some critiques of the National, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about this one because this is important. We got to balance out the ledger, so to speak, because I'm not going anywhere, and this story is a good reason. The hobby's got something for everybody. The set that I'm building, there's probably like 10 people in the world who want that set. So it's going to be money down the drain, but I don't care. I want to build it. I want to have it. I think it's fun. This listener, somebody who's been with me since day one, their dad was at the last NFL championship game the Browns won it. I think it was 1964. I'll forget it. I'll probably get it wrong, and I apologize. And so this guy, this collector whose dad was at this game and talks about being at this game and, was in Cleveland, figured, hey, the Cleveland National is always looking for stuff from that game because, unfortunately, dad didn't keep anything. It's been 60 years, tickets gone, you name it. And the guy tells me he approached a table, had a great conversation with a dealer who I'm sure most modern folks passed by and said, what is this crap? Programs and tickets, and where's the downtowns? Where's the kabooms? Anyway, this guy struck up a conversation and told him he was looking for a program from the game. From the, I think it's, like I said, the 64 NFL championship the Browns won. Figured it's Cleveland. The guy said, he didn't have it. Sorry, but keep his eye open. He still looked around, might have even bought something from the guy. Moves on a couple tables, goes down to the next row. And he says he turns the row, how it is in the Nationals, row by row. He turns the row and sees the dealer who he was talking to, 20 minutes ago, waving, flailing. Hey, come on. So he, approaches him. He says, listen, you wouldn't believe it. A couple minutes after you left, guy came to my table, has a bunch of NFL programs, has a bunch of stuff, and he has the program you're looking for. So the dealer put the two of them together. They chatted for a while. They came up with a pretty easy deal. The collector who came to the table there, the one who was selling, was happy it was going to a home that was going to appreciate it. And, it turned into a pretty nice pickup from the National in Cleveland that, harkens back to a memory that this guy's dad has from his youth, from the last time he watched his team win a championship from a game he was at. Now has a keepsake from that game. It ties the sport to the fan. It ties the fan to the game, to the memory. It allows a son to do something nice for a dad. There's nostalgia. It's the kind of stuff that the hobby provides. It's the kind of cool story, cool pickup, cool item that doesn't break the bank. It's not a headline-grabbing story. It's not going to get views. But it's something that needs to be told. It's a story that needs to be told. It's the kind of thing that happens at the National or, any card show at a table that 99% of people might pass. But that program probably means more to this listener's dad than any downtown ever will. Maybe one day a downtown will carry that same nostalgia for someone when we're talking 60 years from now and someone's telling a story about how they used to be the biggest downtown fan and people are going and looking for them, just like 90s inserts are now. Who knows? But the point is, it's easy to get lost in this space and all the other mumbo jumbo that's going on. The scanning and the breaking and the repacking. Things get headlines and then they get lost. As far as I know, there's still $2 million worth of cards missing from the Dallas show. When was the last time anybody even brought that up? Where are all the cards? Did the dealer collect insurance on it? And so it's just not out there anymore? Is there more to the story? How does that just die? Because it's replaced by something else. So anyway, find your Cleveland Browns program. Find that thing that you want to search for that's going to make you happy, that you're able to, find something for your dad or your cousin or your son. If my dad was still alive, I'd be buying Carl Furillo cards for the Brooklyn Dodgers because that was his favorite player. He liked Duke Snyder too. When he was alive, I bought him a Duke Snyder autograph ball, the Duke of Flatbush. But find that. It's got more staying power than this other garbage does. It just does. The CT scanning, it's nothing new. It's just a new version of bad actors taking advantage. I mean, a basketball card guy posted a story that he had, he was showing off a book of cards he has a trade, and 3 of them, sticky fingers, were just pulled out. A lot of bad actors. But you got to balance that out with the good stories, like the one that I was privy to from a listener and got to share with you guys. I want to hear more of those. I just do. I'll tell you more about what Ian's doing with his money this Friday, and I will see you guys at FanFest. I bought my ticket. I am a little nervous. I have a VIP ticket. Will call. I'm going to get there Friday morning and wait online. I might go live from the line so that we could all laugh at how long the line is, or maybe it's not long. We'll see what happens. But I will be there on Friday. And I'll go live. I'll show you guys what it looks like and, have some fun. And then Saturday, I plan to take my son to the East Coast National. And Sunday, I plan to take him to FanFest. We don't really have anything planned. We don't really have, we didn't buy an autograph ticket or a photo op. Just kind of want to take it in and see what's going on. Although Saturday, a friend has asked Ian if he wants to set up at his table. So that'll be fun. If you're at the East Coast National, you will probably see Ian set up. I'm going to bring a dollar box. I'm going to bring only rookies in a dollar box. Baseball, basketball, football. I got numbered cards of those sports. I'm going to put them all in like a monster box. And here's what I'm going to do. They're $1 a card, but if you buy 100, $50, 50 cents a card. That's what I'm going to do. That's fun for me at a show. And that's it, guys. Try to have some fun with it. Try to smile. Don't get too bogged down in the craziness that is the hobby. And we'll talk again soon. Take care, everybody.